Hey everybody, Pastor Young here. I'm on my evening jog, and I was thinking earlier today about how I haven't really posted very many videos this week, mostly because I've had family visiting. But while I'm out here walking here in El Dorado, um, I figured I would share with you something that I learned in my study this week, and hopefully it blesses you. Hopefully it gives you something to chew on at least. So remember, just a couple lessons into our series in 1 Samuel, um, I, I taught a lesson entitled Ichabod, and the subtitle is What is in a Name? Um, I guess you could consider this part two of that. We talked about what Ichabod means, right? Uh, his birth happened upon the moment of great tragedy, great defeat in Israel's history, and his mother gave him that label Ichabod, meaning the glory of God has departed. So he carries this reputation with him throughout his entire life, throughout his whole childhood. Whenever he shows up, I could imagine him being kind of like, like a negative Nelly. As he arrives, everybody says, "Oh, here comes Ichabod," And so with that, he carries with him this, like, I don't know, this like aura of negativity, I guess. Okay, so I'm reading, and this is along the same time frame as Saul versus the Philistines, and the spoilers and all that stuff. Okay, just to give you a reference, I want to say it's maybe chapter 16, 15, somewhere in there, but it's in verse 1. And it gives this list of people that Saul had with him. This is the same chapter that Jonathan and the armor bearer go into battle against the garrison of the Philistines, and they send the quaking all the way through the spoilers, and they win a great victory and all of that. So it lists off this group of men that are with King Saul at that time. And in this list, there's this guy, and it looks like his name would be pronounced Ahitub, Ahitub. I listened to the pronunciation of it, and what they came up with was Ahitub, with like a V sound at the end rather than a hard B. You got to forgive these rednecks in El Dorado. So, anyways, he's in this group that's with King Saul, and I was looking at, like, I don't know, I'm fascinated with names, and I'm fascinated with, like, biographies, especially in the Old Testament. And it says in there, Ahitub, the son of Phinehas, the grandson of Eli. Now that caused me to start thinking, wait a second. That's Ichabod. Ichabod is the son of Phinehas. Ichabod is the grandson of Eli. So what's going on here? Well, after a little bit of digging, I found out that Phinehas and his wife, Ichabod's mom, Phinehas is Ichabod's dad, before Ichabod was ever born, that there's another boy. They have a son before Ichabod. Ichabod had an older brother, and this guy's name is Ahitub. Now, that's one thing. However, remember that their names all have meanings. And so I looked up Ahitub's name, what it means in the Hebrew. And his name in Hebrew actually translates to "my brother is good." My brother is good. And that hit me so hard because, as you know, Ahitub grew up with a little brother named Ichabod. This young man, Ichabod, having this this feeling associated with his name, having this great defeat, having this persona of being forsaken by God. This was attached to his little brother's name. And Ahitub, whether this was the name that he was given from birth and it was prophetic, or whether he changed his name, I don't know. But what I do know is Ahitub refused to agree with everyone else's assessment of his brother. And he chose to live his life saying, even in his own identity, my brother is good. It doesn't matter what you've called him. It doesn't matter what he's been accused of. It doesn't matter what other people associate him with. My identity is going to be described by redemption and restoration of my brother. Ahitub actually finds his place in the priesthood of Israel. And he, believe it or not, he actually gets to sit under the ministry of Samuel. And there's not a whole lot that I could find on him, but I don't know whether this is, helping you or not, but it sure helped me. The Bible says the power of life and death is in the tongue. And so if that's the case, then God takes it very seriously what I say, what I call people, what I call circumstances. And I believe that there is a blessing in disagreeing with negativity. I believe there's a blessing in disagreeing whenever people label something as destructive, or they label somebody, they label a brother, they label a sister as, the glory of God. When they call it Ichabod, then it's time for you to call yourself Ahitub. My brother is good. And so today I just really want to leave you with that. I want to challenge you at some point this week. Find someone or find something that has received an evil label. And I want you to purpose within yourself that no matter what others have called them, no matter what others have, or who knows, maybe you are living under that Ichabod shadow. Look, it's going to be up to you as to what you call it. I mentioned this in that Bible study previously, but I want to say it again. God gave Adam dominion. He gave Adam authority. And to show that, he gave Adam the ability to name the animals. And the Bible says, whatever Adam called that animal, that's what God called that animal. And so could it be that Ahitub was trying to just exercise the authority that God originally gave man to say, I don't know what you're calling my brother, but I'm not going to agree with that. And he lived his life to say, my brother is not what you say he is. My brother is good. I love all of you, and I say no matter what you've been accused of, whatever you've been called, I say that you are good, and I say that you're going to make it. So let this word encourage you. Pass this along, share it, like it, whatever y'all do. God bless you. Love you.